So now let's take a look at list. So for list you can create a new file called list.py, and by the way all the resources will be available in the resource tab. So what are list? As the name suggests, list are basically a list of items, or basically something that you would like to list. It can be variables, it can be string, it can be integers, float value, and even boolean values. So you can play around, and let's create a list and take an example to understand. So what I'll do is I'll just create a new variable with the name new list actually, and I'll add some items into it. So the first item will be Priyank, then we have Nikhil, Mahindra, and so on. So what we'll do is we'll basically print the list. So it is quite simple. You can just use the print function, and there are few things. You can actually print a range of items from a list. So you can print a range from 1 to 4, and you'll notice that the range starts from 0. So everything in arrays or in list start from 0. So the first line is printing the whole list, and in case you will notice the second line is starting from the second number. So this is 0, this is 1, this is 2, this thing is 3, this thing is 4, and so on. So while counting in arrays or in any programming language, everything starts from 0. You need to make sure that once you are providing a range, the first and the last end won't be printed. That is 1 and 4 won't be printed. Everything between 1 and 4, that is starting from 2 and 3, 2, 3, 4 will be printed. So this is how it works, and I think this is quite confusing, but once you practice it, once you do it, you'll find this is quite easy. So I'll just change the values back again to Nikhil and Priyank. So if we run it, you'll notice that these things are quite easy, like printing a list is quite easy. So what we'll do is we'll just uh, try to add some values or change some values in list. Before that, I would like to tell you guys to play around with loops inside list. So what you can do is for I in list, print list, print I actually. So what this will do is basically keep on changing the value of I and will show the full list. So as you can see in the output window, we have all the items in the list, but the value of I changes from 0 and keeps on incrementing. That is, 1 is added every time the loop is executed. So every time the loop is executed, there is an increment in the value of I, and so the change in the list, in the items of the list actually. So what we'll do is we'll just try to add or change the items in the list. So what you can do is you can specify the item number and then the value to which you want to change. So let's change the item number 2 to change, and you can actually delete item. You can just specify the number which you want to delete. So if I delete the second number, you'll notice that nothing is actually changed and everything is basically the same. But if I remove this line and if I run it, you can see that the letter changed is added, and this is how it works. So you can do it and you can play around, practice it on your PC so you get an idea.